Well, howdy again, everybody. I got a slew of baby calves the last 4 to 6 weeks, and we're in a major drought. You can see I've fed the cows some cubes with the trip hopper there. I want to talk to you just briefly about nursing cow nutrition, so stay tuned. So these cows, when they calve, their nutritional requirements go way, way up. They need more energy, they need more protein, and if they don't have those needs met, they're going to lose a lot of weight and get really poor. Now, some of these cows are starting to get a little thin, and you can see the grass that's beneath them. It's just nothing but almost straw. I would suspect the energy content and the protein content is next to nothing. It's now just filler. And so to get these calves going and keep them strong and growing appropriately, I've decided to feed them a little feed, and I know that goes against regenerative ranching principles to some degree, in that we want them totally grass fed. But I don't want to sell any cows if I don't have to. I may get to that point, but I can afford to carry them a little while out of pocket. If you're making your living strictly on the cattle, it's going to be an impossibility, and you're going to have to call, and call hard. You can see a thin cow right here. Most of them are in pretty good shape, though, surprisingly so for what they've got to eat. I've got enough grass in front of them that they can actually fill their belly. But they need these cubes, which is a 20% protein cube. And I'll put the feed label up on the screen so you can look at that while I'm talking. But I feed them this 20% cube. So then you ask, how much do you need to feed them? And the answer is a cow needs about 1 pound of protein a day. I don't know if that's for maintenance or for lactation, probably a little more than that for lactation. You can see this cow, she's getting a little bit poor. She's actually got twins on her, and so she's got a reason to. She's making milk for 2. But they need about 1 pound of protein a day, plus or minus. A 20% cube would therefore require they get 5 pounds a day. And I'll be honest with you, most ranchers probably aren't going to do that. They're going to try to skimp and save and cut back. And I totally get that. But as my friends at work tease me, I like obese cows. And I don't like a cow that's poor, and for several reasons. One is their fertility goes way down, so they're not going to breed back. So you come out of this drought and you'll be 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 months getting a calf back on the ground out of these cows. And they should calve every 11 to 12 months. So typically they're going to calve. They're going to go about 60 to 70 days, get rebred, and hopefully they're going to calve within a 12-month calving cycle. Here's a couple of good heifers. That's a half South Pole, half Angus cross. That's a full blood registered South Pole there. The heifer that I kept, she's coming along good. Look at their body condition. They don't have to use any of their body nutrition for nursing a calf, whereas these cows do. That cow right there has got about a 3-month-old calf by her side. See, just a touch of rib, but a rumen fill is good. This cow has a 3-month calf by her side. She's full blood South Pole. She's excellent. She's a good keeper. But the point is, if I don't spend a little bit of money and try to maintain their nutritional requirements so they can pass it on to the calf and grow that calf, then I'm putting myself at risk for a long interval before the next calving cycle and losing money. Now, calf prices right now are through the roof. Like I said in a previous video, I sold a group of 5 bull calves, weighed about 700 pounds, about a month ago, and they averaged $1,502 a head. I've heard from a friend of mine that's got a good set of mama cows, about an hour and a half east of me. He's a client, and he contracted his calves for $261, I believe, if I remember right, for the steers. 765 pound delivery weight, November delivery, and I think the heifers he contracted at $2.48 a pound. So think about that. Those bull calves are gonna, or those steers are gonna bring right about $2,000 a piece, and the heifers right at $1,800 a piece. And so he's doing awesome. He's got a good program, and he can afford to spend a little bit of money on keeping these cows going if he needs to. And I would venture to say, if you look at this grass, and this is beat down because I've been feeding these cubes here for a few days, but I'd venture to tell you that this grass has essentially zero nutritional qualities, meaning it's probably very, very low in protein. I would suggest to you probably less than 3%. Obviously, I don't know that for a fact, but that's my guess. And I would say there's probably zero energy in it because it's got no green in it. So we're getting pummeled by this drought. No rain in sight to speak of. A couple days of 15 to 20% chance coming up, and whether that'll come to fruition or not, I don't know. But there's going to be some choices to be made by a lot of people. There's a cow that's springing heavy. She's going to calve in the not too distant future. But there's lots of choices going to need to be made. These cows don't like this dog, and good for them. So I've decided for now, I'm gonna help them down in this pasture, and I'll zoom in there. There's plenty of grass there. They're getting their fill of stuff to fill their rumen, which then the microbial bacteria in there do its job and break down this fiber to amino acids and reconstitute and make protein that the animal needs. Take care of the things that the rumen is magnificent for. So the old adage is you can't feed your way out of a drought, and that's 100% correct. I think the thing I'm looking at is if you destock and get rid of a lot of your good producers, you're probably going to be years trying to rebuild. And I'm in a situation where I can afford to go for a bit. I've got plenty of hay stockpiled, and so hopefully I can get by. That cow is really bothered by this dog. So we'll see. I may have to start feeding here probably within a month. And all I know to do is do the best I can, make decisions that are right for my program. And I may fall flat on my face, but I'm going to do my best. Got a good group of cows that I like. I got a couple culls, and I'll get rid of some of them. But by and large, I'm going to cube them every day. And I'm happy to share the price on what I'm doing right now. It's costing me about $700 for every 8 days. So it's a fair chunk of change to put in them. But the idea is I'm going to get them to cycle and breed back so we can keep rolling next year and not be in a real lag time where I've got cattle that are totally non-productive. Remember, they're an employee for us, and if I can sell them for $1,500 or higher, I think I can make this work. We'll see. I got a good number of calves. They'll be ready to go in February. I'll get them off the bill and we'll see where we end up. So feel free to reach out to me. I know everybody's got their own opinion. There's a lot of people would tell me right now, start getting rid of cattle. And I would not disagree, but I'm going to sit tight and I'm going to see what happens. I'm hoping for rain in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and if I get just a little green, I've got enough pasture land that's not had anything on it in 60 to 90 days that it should pop up pretty quick. So that's the story from Texas. It is dry. I can't tell you how dry it is. I don't remember it being this dry, but probably was during the drought of 2011. My wife keeps reminding me of that. So we're going to hang in there. I hope you're getting rain your way, and I thank you for riding along with me.